This weekend, we experienced two huge losses in the sports world. One, a legendary institution. The other, a legendary man. I'm talking about the Pac-12 Conference and the Pac-12 senior statesman, NBA champion and NCAA champion Bill Walton. Let's talk about the Pac-12 first. The Conference of Champions, as it was known, because it had over 200 more championships than the next closest conference. It was founded in 1915 as the Pacific Coast Conference. In 1968, it became the Pacific 8 Conference. In 1978, it became the Pacific 10 Conference. And in 2011, it became the Pac-12. As the Pac-12, the conference continued to win championships and excel, until greed by television networks and mismanagement by Pac-12 commissioners and certain university presidents brought the downfall. As of August of 2024, there will be two remaining member schools, Oregon State and Washington State University. May 25th marked the end of the conference as we know it. Arizona won the Pac-12 tourney over USC, and it was the final sporting event for a conference that was 109 years old. The Pac-12 network came along in 2012 and broadcast thousands of athletic events, both men's and women's sports from the Pac-12, many events live. And Roxy Bernstein had been with the network since the start. It was fitting that he did the eulogy the other night. So I'll play a portion of his comments about the Pac-12.
This is the last live event on Pac-12 Network. Pac-12 Networks began 12 years ago. I was one of the first hires and have been with the network since the launch. Tonight, I have the honor and the responsibility to say goodbye, because this is the final broadcast on Pac-12 Network. A different version of the Pac-12 will continue into a new era with the network's live event coverage that concludes tonight. Over the last 12 years, we have put our heart and soul into more than 9,000 live broadcasts. I could not be prouder to be a part of a special collection of people on and off the camera that have worked tirelessly to bring you all of these events. I want to say thank you to my amazing colleagues. Far too many to mention by name. But first and foremost, we need to thank you, the fans. Your passion and energy has always been felt. And without you, none of this would have been possible. And thank you to the student athletes, their families, coaches, support staff, sports information directors, and administrators for all of your help and support along the way. We hope we did justice to your stories that truly made this the Conference of Champions.
So it's very ironic that Bill Walton, the elder statesman for the Pac-12 Conference, who was dying of cancer, held on until the end of the conference that he so loved. He passed away at age 71 over the weekend. And he had a storied career. Bill Walton was a two-time national champion at UCLA under legendary coach John Wooden. He was a three-time National College Player of the Year. He was a two-time NBA champion and NBA Finals MVP. He had a long and storied career in college basketball and the NBA. He's in the National Basketball Hall of Fame and the National College Basketball Hall of Fame. And after his storied basketball career, he was called to go into broadcasting. Bill ended up with a flourishing broadcasting career as a color commentator courtside. Now, he was an acquired taste. I remember the first few games that I watched him as a commentator, I was like, okay, what is this? But the more you watched him, the more you grew to love him. And you would be laughing, sometimes crying, sometimes scratching your head in disbelief, because you might end up with basketball knowledge. You might end up learning about Charles Darwin or volcanoes. Earlier this year, he likened the Maryland basketball team to the volcano that was erupting in Iceland. Or you might even get a history lesson or a geography lesson. I mean, how many color commentators know which countries border Mali? Just watch this.
How many countries border Mali? I'm going to say 3.
Double it.
6.
Plus 1.
7.
Algeria, Niger, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Ivory Coast, Senegal, and Mauritania.
And it wasn't just what he was saying during the commentary during the games, but it was also what he was doing courtside. That was also always interesting, and you never know which direction it would take. So here's a few clips of him in action courtside.
Lit.
What is lit?
Say, oh, I'm kidding.
No, I went to Temecula and brought you some dirt.
Don't.
You do it like this, you get it, you sort of rub it on, get it, and then you just sort of, okay, now I'm ready to go. Just strip down right here.
Bill is taking his shirt off. Isn't wearing deodorant, taking his shirt.
Lead right, dust it off.
Have you kissed your ostrich?
Brought you a special gift here. Now, this is not from the park. You can't do that. I brought this from my hotel room. This can be eaten. This can be burnt as fuel. This can be used as decoration in your house. Or you hear,
oh, no.
These are very special and sacred plants.
This is another gift.
This is a gift. It's like that right here. Okay. Made famous. German name.
You broke it.
No, I didn't break it. It comes apart like that.
Now, as a WSU alum, I was excited to hear that he came back to Pullman after 48 years. He had not been to Pullman since he had played for UCLA. So on December 30th of 2022, he made his return, and the legend took it all in. And I've posted some of those photos, courtesy of the WSU men's basketball social media site, along with my favorite quote about Pullman from Bill Walton. Now, this was a plug that Bill did last November for the last regular season conference game of the Pac-12 conference for football.
UCLA hosting Cal at the Rose Bowl, the last regular season Pac-12 football game ever. That's a long time. The Conference of Champions lives on forevermore. Miss this at your own peril. You've been suitably warned.
Yes, Bill, the Pac-12 conference will live on forever. Now, there's still 2 member institutions that can rebuild the conference. I think we can all agree it won't be the same. Will it be better? Maybe, we don't know. But it won't be that same Conference of Champions that was founded in 1915. But we also know that you, Bill Walton, will live on forever in our hearts. I'd like to think that right now you're up in the heavens having a legendary conversation with Coach Wooden. Rest in peace, Bill.